Hello. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? Well, Mum's probably already told you, but I won't be able to visit this weekend. Yeah. We're all working very hard just to make sure everybody's okay. But whenever I hear everyone clapping on Thursday at 8 o'clock, I can hear you clapping the most. Yeah, Daddy's very tired. It's a tough time for everyone, but we're doing all that we can. Have you been washing your hands? You promise? What have you been doing? Good. Well, I'm just on a break, so I thought that as it's nearly your bedtime, I'll give you a quick call just to maybe tell you a story, and I've also got your favourite. It's my pen light. I know you like it so much, and you probably miss playing with him at home right now. Maybe even as much as you miss me. So I thought we'd muck around with that for a bit, and then I'd tell you a story. And because I'm at work, I haven't got my usual storybook, so I'm going to have to make one up. I hope that's alright. Okay, sweetheart. Let's play with this. So what's the game we play? Look left. Boop. Look right. Boop. Look up. Boop. Look down. Boop. Oh. Look left. Boop. Look right. Boop. Look up. Boop. Look down. Boop. Look left. Boop. Look right. Boop. Look up. Look down. That's it. Now can you do? My patients aren't very good at this, but I know you're really good at it. So, can you follow the light? Yeah? Okay, go on. Where's it going? Hello? Hello? Daddy misses you a lot. But we have to make sure that everyone's okay. We have to work hard in the short term to make it easier for everyone else in the long term, okay? And as soon as I can, I'll come and visit you, I promise, okay? You're cute. Okay, follow the light, that's it. Now left, boop, right, boop, left, boop, right, boop, up, down, up, down, left, boop, left, up, right, up, down. Okay, now follow the line. That's it. Everyone's being really, really nice. You know that sometimes people can be a little mean to Daddy. Especially when what I tell them isn't what they want to hear. But I have to understand that if they don't want to hear it, it's still up to me to tell them. But right now, people are being really nice. Is everyone being nice to you? You seen Granny? Yeah? Is she okay? Good. How's school going? Mum keeping you busy? Good. Yeah. You still want to be a doctor? Okay. Well, I Can't blame you. It's a good job, but it does mean that you'll be busy all the time. And I just want to say again how much I miss you. And I really can't wait to see you again. Anyway, it's nearly your bedtime, and I promised you a story, no matter how bad it is, right? Okay, so, you ready? Has Mum tucked you up? Tucked in as well? Good. You comfy? Then we shall begin. Once upon a time, there was a princess, and she lived on a hill. That hill was originally where our house was built. So you're there right now. Anyway, this princess, she used to like to put a bucket on her windowsill at night, and when it rained, it would collect all of the rainwater. Then she'd take that outside and she'd feed it to the plants, and the plants would grow really, really big and strong, just like you. Anyway, one day something happened and it stopped raining across the kingdom. No one knew why, but the king, the princess's dad, thought that it was because the giants had stopped crying. You see, in this world, rain was created when a giant cried. So, the princess thought that this was good news, because if the giants were no longer crying, that meant that they were happy. Unfortunately, it also meant that there was no rainwater. And without the rainwater, how was she supposed to feed her plants? So, she asked her dad, the king, if she should go and speak to the giants to see how they are, find out what's going on. And the king, though reluctant at first, said, "Well, daughter, I trust you, and I love you. So yes, you can go and speak to the giants." So, she left the castle, and she started her adventure to find out where the giants lived, and to work out why they weren't crying anymore. Her first stop was the ladder. Now, the ladder was how people got up and down from the realm of the giants, because they lived in the clouds. You might be wondering, why did big, big people live in the clouds? Well, they liked to catch the sun. It was the sunniest place around. Anyway, the princess began to climb the ladder. She climbed up and up and up and up, all the way to the top. And when she got there, she was in the land of the giants. It wasn't what she expected. It was cold, grey. Something wasn't right. And then she noticed, on the clouds, there were no plants, no trees, just houses. And so the princess began to realise why the giants weren't crying. She decided to go back down. So she climbed down and down and down the ladder, all the way to the bottom. And when she got there, she went back to her castle, and she picked a flower, her favourite flower. Then she went back to the ladder and climbed up, up, and up, all the way to the top. When she got there, she found the king of the giants. Now, strangely, the king of the giants wasn't even a giant. He was a normal-sized man. So the princess spoke to the king of the giants and said to him, Why have you stopped crying? And the king of the giants said, everything's fine up here. We don't need to cry anymore. And she said, but if you don't cry, that means that our flowers won't grow because there won't be any rain. And the king of the giants said, what's a flower? And the princess took her favourite flower out of her backpack and showed it to the king and said, this is a flower. And the king, who had never seen anything so beautiful, started to cry. And when he cried, all of the giants in the kingdom started to cry too, and it began to rain. The king thanked the little girl and asked that if they continued to cry, she would bring them flowers so that they could see this beauty every day. The princess said yes, and then she made her way back down the ladder, down, 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 all the way to the bottom, back to her castle. And the king, who was very, very pleased, said, daughter, how did you do it? How did you make the giants cry again? And she said to her dad she showed them kindness, beauty, and nature. And all the while after that, the princess kept her promise. The giants would cry and water the flowers, and she would bring them the flowers for them to behold. And slowly the giants and the people became friends. That's the story. I know it's a bit silly and not very good, but I made it up. Anyway, sweetheart, I just want you to know that you're like a flower to me. I miss you, and it's wonderful to see you. I hope that you're okay. And say hello to Mum from me, but I've got to go back to work now. Make sure you wash your hands. I know that Daddy loves you very much. Get some sleep, sweetheart.